Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to all the witnesses for your appearance today. So I have several questions, several themes, limited time. So I'm going to address an issue right up front to both Ms. Lucky and Mr. Vignon. Hope I pronounced your name correctly, sir. I'm just learning French. But I want to know whether or not any of your witnesses, yourselves or your witnesses, your assistants with you, are prepared to answer any questions regarding whether the legal threshold of the invocation of the Act was met, and whether, in your belief, the issue or the Act itself was charter compliant, the measures taken under the Act were charter compliant. Is anyone prepared to answer those questions?
From the RCMP perspective, we're not in the position to speak about the legal threshold. That wasn't part of our responsibilities.
Okay. And that would apply to you. Go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Brock, and you did pronounce my name very well. Thank you. No, unfortunately, I would not be at liberty to provide any legal interpretation of this. Thank you.
Secondary to that question, both of your departments have a legal division. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Right. And I understand that legal division is under the auspices, under the leadership of the Department of Justice. Correct?
Yes.
Accurate.
So the legal advice that you opined on from my colleague, Mr. Green, and I'll get to some more specifics in a moment, did that come from your internal legal departments or did it come from the DOJ?
I don't know what advice you're referring to.
Any advice with respect to this Emergencies Act? Any legal advice as to whether the threshold was met and that the provisions were charter compliant? Canadians want to know that answer.
I wasn't part of the discussions of the legal threshold, and if the legal threshold was met.
Well, who in your department received legal advice if it wasn't the commissioner?
No, that was done by the people who made the decision to invoke the Act, and
So
we did not make the decision to.
Okay, so the information from Justice or the information from your legal department went to who at the RCMP? You or somebody else?
No, we have legal services, but we only discussed once the authorities were available what it meant for us to
maybe I'm
enforce them.
confusing you, okay? My colleague, Mr. Green, asked you a question regarding some advice. You cited solicitor-client privilege, for which you are the client and you are entitled to waive. And I'll get to that in a moment. So my question is, who gave the RCMP legal advice regarding anything pertaining to the Emergencies Act before the invocation? Was it the Department of Justice or was it your internal legal department?
Well, my legal service is a part of the Department of Justice.
Okay, so it came from your internal department?
Which is part of Department of
Right,
Justice.
okay. See, I got 10 seconds left. And are you still maintaining solicitor and client privilege? Are you willing to waive that?
Well, I'm also bound by cabinet confidence as well.
You're not part of the cabinet. You're not part of that confidence.
No, but I am when I provide them information in cabinet.
To be continued. Oh, do I?
Seconds.
Oh.
Go ahead.
You're not part of cabinet. You're not an elected official. So why are you hiding behind cabinet confidentiality? Canadians
point of
want
order,
to
Madam
know.
Chair, I would just request that the questions go through the chair rather than directly to the witness.
I didn't think we were that formal, Madam Chair, that we had to
We
say
weren't
through the
before
chair.
the badgering, but now we are.
The witness to answer the question. We stopped the clock. Okay, we'll go ahead. It's 37 seconds.
Why do you feel you are bound by cabinet confidentiality as an unelected official?
When I'm providing information within cabinet, I'm bound by the rules of cabinet.
Are you part of the Liberal government, Miss Lucky?
Not at all.
Are you a donor to the Liberal Party?
No.
You sure about that?
I'm sure.
Are you still citing cabinet confidentiality?
Yes.
Mr. Vigneault, are you going to cite that as well?
Madam Chair, if there's a question, a specific question, I'm happy to try to answer.
Mr. Brock, your time is up.